It's because you're not beginning where manifesting begins. If you try to begin any other place than where manifesting begins, you're not manifesting, right? My name is Mr. 2020. This is the Power of Imagination Podcast. We explore one thing only, the wonder-working power of the human imagination. Let's dive in. That's 18 seconds, right from the beginning to there. Ready? Most people try to make mind movies that take minutes, so they have daydreams that last about 18 seconds. Feeling it real. Neville Goddard says, twinkle of an eye. He says the moment you feel a desire, that's when you move into its assumption. Don't take 10 minutes or 10 hours to do it with your meditational mind music. That's not manifesting, right? I can look at someone and just feel that they're full of shit, and they instantly know it. In other words, their body, their emotions, their mind just responded to my imaginal act. Now, if I take it a step further and remember something, the disciple of John teaches what they are is lost love. They have lost sight of what they are is love. What they're hearing doesn't fill their heart with love. And I can just that fast, just watch me do it. I just did it for a specific person. Imagine lovingly for them. And then they shift. They shift because I'm fast and they're worshiping at the altar of slow. In other words, they're making mind movies, editing their words, trying to control the movements of their mind. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, brother. That, right here. Forget all that. Man's faith in God is measured by his confidence in himself. One sip will drawn right in. You can't do that with problems. Your mind wants to figure out the solution to problems. Your soul wants to see from a state. And that's what you are. You are how God has the adventure of a lifetime, and you want to see from a state. The spirit that you are, the life-giving spirit that you are, the soul that you bring to the room, hallelujah, wants to see from a state. And your humanity gets sucked into these stories where there's something to fix, something to prove, something to assert. I identify as a cat. All right, whatever you want to do. I identify as God having the adventure of a lifetime. And right now I identify as happy, loving teacher. And most people are identifying as anything they can to feel offended. But I digress. So if you're scattered and shattered, my number one advice to you is this. Take a walk. You can only walk in one direction at a time. So if your mind's all over the place, take a walk, because you can only walk in one direction at a time. And while you are walking, the only thing I want you to do is imagine lovingly for the people you pass and the people who pop into your mind. Quickly. Don't try to figure anything out. All right, if I pass an old couple, I imagine lovingly for them. If I pass a puppy, I imagine lovingly for the puppy. Not hard. Right? There's a specific person, a specific puppy. I imagine something specific for them. I just don't go, I imagine them blessed, hallelujah. No, don't do that. Right? I find something, and I don't figure it out. It comes spontaneously. The moment a desire is upon you. When I look at an old couple, and I just imagine them holding hands for some reason, or I saw the young girl and I imagine her riding ponies. I don't know why. That's just what I do. It pops in, I give life to it, I'm done. This is what gets you out of being mental. But I digress. So my buddy Dev, he gets identity-based manifesting. Good on you, man. And he asks about, what's his Kung Fu King? How can he find his Kung Fu King? See, this is really, really important, because a lot of people try to solve pains in life. Pain being financial pain, emotional pain, physical pain, pain. Neville Goddard teaches in the Four Mighty Ones that always begins with a possibility. Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool to be doing Kung Fu again, like I did in my 40s? Wouldn't that be cool? That's an identity. And as soon as I experienced that identity, I experienced some status in my world. I can't help it. The serotonin floods my system. And I instantly feel some oxytocin, some belonging, some fellowship. Teach me. All right. I feel dopamine. What will I discover today in my Kung Fu practice? and endorphin, that heavy breathing, laughter. Oh my God, that was a great experience. Identity involves and invites 4 happy chemicals, always. Problem solving is all about eliminating cortisol or norepinephrine. Notice I'm keeping it pretty damn real today. You notice we do that all the time. Here's my crass commercial. Manifesting Mastery Deluxe. We just added 90 new videos. We just added a Facebook group. We just added live calls. And once you're in forever. There's, I don't know, like $500 to $1,000 worth of bonuses already in there. We just keep adding more just for fun. It's our way of showing you know what? We care. Because for years people did manifestingmasterycourse.com and they made mistakes on their own. Some of them didn't complete the course. By the way, we've got thousands and thousands of testimonials from people who did. And I love getting testimonials. I love sharing them. But I'm utterly fascinated with why people fail. And what they do is they add shit in. And they ignore good advice. In other words, I already know all this. I'm already doing all that. I'm sure you are. Anyway, I'm always willing to notice what I don't notice. I am always willing to discover where else can I dance. So, manifestingmasterydeluxe.com. That's what I got today. If you did the original, come back for the deluxe. Seriously. It's a totally different world now. Have a lovely day. Look at that. The sun has come up since we started. Dive deeper.